Introducing the Samsung Galaxy S9, the camera reimagined.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Blind Power. Today I want to talk about the Galaxy S9 and S9 Plus and the new features and how it's going to affect accessibility. So let's get started with the specs. So the S9 and S9 Plus both come with the Snapdragon 845 CPU. The S9 comes with 4 gigs of RAM. S9 Plus comes with 6 gigs of RAM. The S9 comes with a 5.8-inch Super Amoled display, and the S9 Plus comes with a 6.2-inch AMOLED display, Super AMOLED display. So what does this mean? S9 is smaller, S9 Plus is bigger. Now, the cameras on both are awesome. You get what's called dual aperture, which means you can change the size of the lens internally for depending on if it's too bright or too dark. So the features are pretty cool. It's some minor features, dual speakers, and business class stuff for your IT people to manage your phone. So that's the only new things in that phone, really. The best is like the camera and the update. So let's get started with that. So the camera that has dual aperture is great. Now, why would you think this would be great? Because of the fact that we tend to use cameras as magnifiers in a visually impaired world. If you actually open up your camera app and you zoom in, it has two lenses, and it has a zoom lens on the S9 Plus. So when you zoom in, you can see your text a lot clearer, and the aperture, if you put it in auto, it'll change by itself for you to be able to change the aperture and see the text that you're reading, no matter if it's dark or light. You've ever been in a restaurant and you can't see the menu with your phone because it's too dark? Well, now you can. You can actually zoom in and see your phone in the dark because the lens of the phone is actually dual aperture, so you can see your text magnified in the dark, which is awesome. So no more dark restaurant drama where you're like, I can't see my menu because it's dark. No more of that. The next thing I want to talk about in accessibility is the new Android update, Android 8.0. They don't even have 8.1, which is why I'm going to be getting the Pixel personally, but unless things change, I'm still getting the Pixel, the Google Pixel XL. I like that because it constantly gets updates, but feature-wise, the S9 and S9 Plus are more feature-packed. So anyways, the update, Android 8.0, actually is pretty cool because you get talkback improvements, magnification improvements, and I honestly like that because we need better optimization in Android for accessibility. And Android, every update incrementally gets better in accessibility because they do have an accessibility team, and I met with them last year, and it's a very small group of people. They're not that big. And that's the problem with Google, is that they're doing a great job, for sure, don't get me wrong. I mean, they're doing Chromebooks accessible, they're doing everything. But TalkBack still has progress to go. Now, what I like is Samsung actually layered their add-ons to TalkBack, so it's close enough to VoiceOver where you can use it comfortably. And with Android 8.0 and the S9 and S9 Plus, more updates have been made to the TalkBack. From what I could tell, there's updates on there that they fixed, and they've added more stuff to TalkBack. However, the changes that Samsung has made are not exactly known, but I can tell you this right now: the accessibility is going to be just as good as the S8 and S8 Plus, which is nearly as good as VoiceOver 3 years ago. So now I guess you could say it's going to be like VoiceOver 2 years ago, hopefully. I mean, that's what I'm hoping for. So I can guarantee that it's going to be stable, it's going to be good. Samsung has been making stable, lag-free products for the past 2, 3, 4 years. So now the next portion is the fact that the AMOLED display is bigger. So how will this affect you? If you only use screen reader, I recommend getting the S9, but if you want bigger screen and great camera, S9 Plus, because it's got the dual camera plus dual aperture, and you can see it as magnifier and stuff. So the bigger screen and all that is great. Samsung's doing a good job, but the AMOLED display, I've mentioned this previously, is great for us visually impaired because you can put your phone in a dark theme like I have it on my S8 Plus. My S8 Plus actually broke. So I'm like, okay, S9 Plus or Google Pixel XL. I don't know. I'm most likely gonna get the Google Pixel, but I'll talk about that when it comes in a video. The next thing with Samsung is the fact that they have the Samsung Experience layout. They keep changing it. It used to be called TouchWiz. In this year's version, they actually have active camera translation with Bixby, and that's the thing I want to talk about as well. Bixby is another cool feature that they're going to be improving even more. So now Bixby essentially can actively translate text for you. So not only can you magnify the text using the native magnifier, but you can also translate the text. So basically, the accessibility in multiple languages is in the tip of your fingers, which is great. Google also does this with the Pixel XL too, but you know, Samsung's now jumping in the translation game as well, and I like that. I like the fact that Bixby is actually growing. It's pretty good. Bixby is really good. It's not as good as Google Assistant, but it's there. They have the Bixby button shortcut still. They haven't gotten rid of that, but at least you can open up the camera, and you can usually get Bixby to identify food as well, which is nice. So if you're totally blind and you don't know what food is in front of you, like, hey, you know, you're in a buffet or something, and you can ask Bixby what's in front of you for food. Besides using Tap-Tap-See, you can use Bixby now to identify what objects are in front of you using the AR kit that Samsung included in the S9 and S9 Plus. So this is awesome because you can actually identify foods. Yes, it does misidentify some foods. So, you know, this guy, Android Authority said that I think it identified ice cream for something else, for another white liquid. I forgot. But like if you have like two white liquids, so if you have ice cream, for example, and it may be like rice, it'll say rice, but it's ice cream. So, I mean, it's still in progress. I'm pretty sure it's going to get better throughout time, but it's nice to see that Samsung's integrating that stuff in their phones because it's an accessible feature, and it's nice. They kind of promised it in the S8 and S8 Plus, but they never really launched it. But now they're launching it with the S9 and S9 Plus, so I'm happy about that. So those are my little changes that I have researched for the S9 and S9 Plus that affect us accessibility-wise. Let's just hope Samsung keeps the phone up to date, because I got the S8 Plus and it still is an Android 7.1, and you know, 7.1 was last year, 2017. It's 2018. I ain't even got an Android Oreo yet, so disappointment there. So if you're all about updates, get like a genuine Google phone. If you want a feature packed and not so many updates, get the Samsung one. So I mean, Samsung accessibility is great. At this point, it's kind of maybe better than Google's. I don't know. I'd have to do more research on comparisons for that. But comment, rate, subscribe. You know what to do. Let me know if you get one, and if I missed any accessibility features that you want to be mentioned. Because at this point, I'm just going by what other people have said in videos, and I've been going by research and change logs for the Galaxy S9 and S9 Plus on Android Oreo. So I will do another video if I find out more. So comment, rate, subscribe. You know what to do. I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.